This is Dr. Roger Knapp, pediatrician. I want to talk to you today about some concept here. It's kind of a sad fact, but that we behave worse for the people we love the most. Your child or your spouse comes back from work or school, and they tend to be more irritable and gripey and say things that are maybe not so nice or kind of flat ugly. But we tend to, at our work or our school, try to be nice to people who may be not so nice. Some kids who are jerks, teachers who are not very nice. And so we try to be nice to them and not cause a scene. But we then come home and tend to then let it out on our loved ones because they love us and they will forgive us and they're put up with us and kind of stuck with us. I guess you could leave the family, but most people just bear with it. And if your teenage child is trying to be nice to people at school and everybody says that your child comes over to their house and is polite and kind, when they come over to our house then they're tend to be gripey. Well, we have to let it out with somebody, those frustrations and pressures. We have to be the escape valve for the pressure cooker for our spouses or our children. But if they can't let it out with their friends at work or school, then they come home and can't let it out home. And so trying to put up with that is important. It actually can cause divorces. My wife is such a gripe. This lady at work, she's real nice and sweet. And so I divorced that one, go marry this one, and guess what? Same thing. And so we try to correct these things. Your teenager comes home and says, well, this and this happened at school, and complaints. Our tendency is to then fix it. And so we tell our teenager, well, if you'd have done this and done that, you wouldn't have gotten in trouble. They don't really want you to climb down their throat about it. And they certainly don't want you to go to the school or work and bawl them out. They just want to let you know how the day went. But we tend to want to fix it, and if you then climb down their throat, the next day they come home and you ask them, how'd your day go? Oh, I'm fine. We're not going to tell you anything. The best approach there is to just appreciate how their day went, and that's all they want to do, is be able to let you know that somebody understands and has compassion for that feelings. So you should do is make a comment that you understand how they feel. Well, I know that would frustrate me if I had that situation. They don't want you to fix it, and they don't want you to tell them what to do. If the child actually asks, well, what do you think I should do? How should I handle this? Now you're open to making some suggestions. Everybody handles different frustrating situations differently though. So I recommend just giving them some of the different options. My child would come home and say somebody was picking them on them in the playground. And so, well, what are our options? You could fight back, you could call and tell the teacher, you can get a bigger friend that'll help you stick up for you. But everybody handles it differently. And our tendency as parents is to fix it, is to tell them what to do. But everybody handles these situations differently. Nobody told you how to handle a bully on the playground. Nobody told you how to deal with the guy hitting on you at your job. We all handle these things differently, and we a lot of times learn through the school of hard knocks what's the best way that I deal with these situations. It's a situation where they come home from school complaining about stuff. Just sit down and say, gosh, I can see how that would bother me, and I know that frustrates you. That's my suggestions. It's kind of a weird concept. I wish we could behave better for our loved ones, and certainly we treat visitors who come over to our house, or your teenage friends come over to your house, and you treat them far better than your own child. We should kind of try and approach our kids and spouse the way we would our friends. It's a different concept. Thank you. This is Dr. Roger Knapp.